Good evening, and welcome to our 2016 Hall of Champions Dinner and Awards Ceremony. We are so happy that you're here tonight with us. My name is Jeff Buds. I'm the president and principal at Joliet Catholic Academy, and I welcome you to this great evening. Tonight we are honoring 6 more deserving individuals who have done so much for JCA. Pat Mudrin, Jane Condon, Mark Parker, Jack Bacante, Pat Sullivan, and John Carroll have done so much for the traditions of De La Salle High School, Joliet Catholic High School, St. Francis Academy, and Joliet Catholic Academy. We cannot thank you enough for all you have done for us. Not only were you leaders in the gymnasium and fields, but you were leaders in the classroom. And you are current leaders in your fields and in the community. And we cannot thank you enough for the precedents you set in our sports history. Our current student athletes look to you for inspiration and as role models for the heritage and traditions you have set of excellence. Thank you once again for all you have done for Joliet Catholic Academy. On behalf of the staff, the students, the administration, congratulations and thank you, most importantly, for all you've done for our school and for setting the example of all of our sports history. Thank you so much. Tonight is yours.
I'm Dick Goss. I'm a 1968 graduate of Joliet Catholic High School. I've been the sports editor at the Joliet Herald News since 1983. And when this Hall of Champions committee was being formed, Dan Sharp asked me to be on it, and I've been very honored to be on it since its inception. Let's start with talking about Jane Condon. Back in the day when I was in high school, girls did not have the sports to play in schools. Jane was in that early group of female athletes that got that opportunity, and she starred in everything. She starred in 5 sports here at St. Francis Academy and went on to Lewis, earned a scholarship to Lewis, the very first female to get a scholarship to Lewis, and earned 11 letters, basketball, softball, volleyball, and tennis at Lewis. So she is the trailblazer, if you will, for all the Emily Marinos and Liz Tortorellos and Allie Quigleys and Kelly Murphys that came after her. Pat Mudrin was a 2-sport star at Joliet Catholic. He was the state heavyweight wrestling champion as a senior. He also was a 2-time All-State football player at 2 different positions, as a lineman in his junior year and as a linebacker his senior year. He went on to play football at Notre Dame, and of course there was the famous picture of him tackling O.J. Simpson on Sports Illustrated's cover in the big Notre Dame USC game. After his career ended, he has continued to give back to the community. Not only is he a city councilman in Joliet, but I've been a member of the board of directors of the Old Timers Baseball Association with him for years, and he does just an awful lot of work behind the scenes that nobody knows he's doing, but he just does it because he loves sports in Joliet. Mark Parker is one of the greatest all-around natural athletes that I've ever come across. He starred in 3 sports at Joliet Catholic, in football, baseball, and basketball. He was the quarterback of Joliet Catholic's first of the 13 state championship football teams. He went on to college first at St. Francis and then at Coe College in Iowa, and at Coe he played all 3 sports and he starred in all 3 sports. He hit well over 500 one year and was one of the leading hitters in the nation in any level of college baseball. He's continued his athletic career as a teacher and a coach in Iowa, and he is undoubtedly one of the most humble people that I have ever come across. You would never know that he was a star athlete by talking to him. Joliet Catholic has had many Major League Baseball players over the last several decades. The first, though, was Jack Bacante. Jack graduated from Joliet Catholic in 1972. He broke into the major leagues with the Dodgers in 1980, had a 7-year major league career. What he did is make solid contact. He was one of the toughest hitters in the American League and National League to strike out. He stole bases. One year with Seattle, he stole 31 bases in 33 attempts and led the American League in a stealing percentage. He was a very good defensive second baseman. And after his playing days were over, He went on to open a baseball academy where he could teach kids the fine points of the game. He's also written several books on baseball coaching and baseball how to play the game the right way, and he's put out several videos on the game. And the big thing with him is not only does a kid need talent, but the kid has to have the heart to play the game right or he's not going to make it. And he lets kids know that early on. And he's known as one of the great teachers of baseball in the Chicago area. Pat Sullivan has been a dear friend of mine and probably everybody in this room forever. He attended Joliet Catholic, played baseball and basketball, went on to a very good career at Lewis University, and he got to know Gordy Gillespie, and he and Gordy were a tandem at University of St. Francis for a long, long time, and they're 1 and 1A in everybody's book as far as great people, great coaches, great speakers. There isn't a better public speaker in Joliet area than Pat Sullivan. He also put on the big banquet at St. Francis every year to Brown and Gold that attracted so many big names from the world of sports. And he knew them too. It wasn't just that they showed up because they like to do something nice for St. Francis. He knows everyone in the industry, and you'll never find anybody say a bad word about Pat. He is a Hall of Famer in every sense of the word. John Carroll was the coach of the De La Salle team, which became Joliet Catholic High School and now is Joliet Catholic Academy. The coach back in the 20s and 30s. When you always hear that Joliet Catholic won a couple of national basketball championships, National Catholic Basketball Championships. Well, their coach for those teams was John Carroll. He also coached football, and here's something for Dan Sharp to shoot for. He had a team that shut out every opponent one year. He coached the team that played 5 games in the 1920s and shut out every one of them. So John Carroll was kind of the trailblazer, as it were, for athletics at Joliet Catholic. Those days, like I said, it was De La Salle, and the colors were purple and orange, if I remember right. But anyway, it's a long time ago, and I wasn't here to see it, but his name is always associated with the beginnings of sports in Joliet Catholic history. So, Jane, Pat, Mark, Jack, Pat, and John, congratulations on your induction into the Joliet Catholic Academy Hall of Champions. The school is very proud to call you the class of 2016. You are Hall of Famers not only because of what you accomplished in the athletic arena, but because of what you have done since you left the athletic arena and what you have meant to Joliet Catholic Academy and to the entire Joliet community. Congratulations again.